everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we are going to learn how to use AI to extract invoice data and store in Notion. So I'm an owner of an e-commerce store and I manage huge number of invoices in my business. Now over here, I have to go through all the invoices and take out the important information and create it as a database in my Notion. This is a very time consuming and hectic task. So to solve this problem, I have created an AI agent using Pabbly Connect that is going to automate this entire process without need of any coding and programming skills. Yes. So how this AI agent works is that as soon as I'm going to upload a new invoice in my Google Drive folder, automatically an AI agent is going to extract the details out of the invoice that I've uploaded. As the data is going to be extracted, automatically a database item is going to be created in my Notion database. So now if you want to learn how to create this amazing AI agent for yourself, for your business, then let me take you to my screen. In this video, we are going to learn how to use AI agent to extract invoice data and store in Notion. So as an owner of an e-commerce business, I deal with large number of invoices on daily basis from different vendors and suppliers. I use Google Drive to collect and store all these invoices in one centralized folder for easy access. I use an AI agent to automatically extract key invoice details like the invoice number, vendor name, total amount, and other details from each file. Then I use Notion in order to create a neatly organized and store the extracted data into structured table, which helps me keep track of expenses and manage inventory more efficiently. And I'm going to create this amazing AI agent using Pabbly Connect. For that, on a new tab, I'm going to browse the website of Pabbly Connect, that is www.pabbly.com/connect. After browsing the website, Pabbly Connect's landing page is going to appear in front of you, on which you have two options: sign in or sign up for free. If you're an existing user, you can directly sign into your Pabbly Connect account, but if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. I am an existing user, so I'm going to directly sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the all Pabbly apps in front of you, in which you can see all the applications that Pabbly provides. As we want to use Pabbly Connect, I'm going to click on this Access Now button beneath it right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow, I'm going to give it as AI agent to extract invoice data and store in Notion. So this is the name I want to give to my workflow. For the folder on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created these many folders, from which I'm going to select the folder AI agents and then click on this create button. A workflow has been created in the name of AI agent to extract invoice data and store in Notion, and you can see that there are two windows in front of you. One is the trigger window, other is the action window. So what is trigger and action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two principles. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means what is action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first, in which for my trigger application, I am going to select it as Google Drive. As in my Google Drive, I have created a folder in which I save all the invoices that I receive from my vendors and suppliers. I want that as soon as I'm going to upload an invoice in my Google Drive folder, the trigger over here should capture the response of that. That is why for my trigger application, I've selected it as Google Drive and the trigger event is going to be new file in specific folder. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection. Then click on this sign in with Google button right here. This window is going to appear in front of you, which is asking for me to choose an account. Which account do we want to connect to Pabbly Connect? This is the account right here. I'm going to select it. After that, it is asking for the permission, the access of the account, for which I'm going to click on this allow button, as this is a safe process and my data is perfectly safe with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this allow button right here. As I've done that, you can see Google Drive is successfully authorized with Pabbly Connect. After authorizing, first it is asking for me to select the folder or the subfolder. For the folder, I'm going to select as vendor invoices e-commerce right over here, so that whenever a new file is going to be uploaded in this specific folder, the trigger is going to capture the response of that. That is why for my folder, I'm going to select it as vendor invoices e-commerce. Okay. After selecting the folder over here, it says save and send test request. As soon as I'm going to click on this button, the last file that was uploaded in this folder is going to be captured in the response right here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, firstly, I'm going to upload a new file right over here. So this is the invoice right here. I'm going to upload it in this folder. And you can see over here, a new file has been uploaded in my folder. This is the invoice you can see right away. This is the invoice number. Bill to demo user. This is the email address, the mobile number you can see right over here. The invoice date is right here. This is the address and the name of the business, and the quantity with the total amount as well you can see right here. So I've uploaded the invoice successfully. This is the test invoice that I've created. After uploading the invoice, I'm going to go back and click on this save and send test request button right here. As I've done that, I've received a response in which I have received the web content link and the web view link. From these two links, we are only going to use the web content link. Okay, so if I'm going to copy this link from here, this is the link of the file that we have uploaded, and open this link in a new tab right over here. You can see over here it says, we are sorry, but you do not have the access of this page. Okay. So over here in this folder, I uploaded this file. This file is just private to only me. Our AI agent can also not have the access of this file. We have to make the files that are uploaded in this folder, the invoices, accessible to everyone for our AI agent to have the access of this file. We cannot every time make each and every file manually accessible to everyone. Instead of that, click on the name of the folder, go to share, click on the share option right over here, and make this entire folder accessible to everyone. In the general access, I'm going to give it as anyone with the link. I'm going to give the access of this entire folder to everyone, so that whenever I'm going to upload any of the files in the folder, all the files is going to be accessible to everyone. You can see the access of this file has been updated as public on the web. Okay. So as now we have updated the access of the file, I want to have the response over here of the accessible file. For that, again, I'm going to click on this save and send test request button right here. In front of you, the response P is now going to be captured. If I'm going to copy this web content link again and open it in a new tab right over here, you can see now in my PC, a document is downloaded, and this is the same invoice you can see right over here. Okay. So now we have captured the response of the file in our Google Drive in our workflow right here. This means that Google Drive is connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. Now if you're going to upload a new invoice in your Google Drive folder, the trigger is going to capture the response of that. But if you do not receive the response immediately after uploading a new file, then do not worry. Google Drive is a polling based application. You can see it says 10 minutes. This is the polling duration. That means whenever a new file is going to be uploaded in our Google Drive folder, Google Drive is going to send that data to Pabbly Connect in this trigger time, that is the 10 minutes. If you want to make changes in the polling duration, go to three dots and click on this set trigger time option right here. This window is going to appear in front of you. If I'm going to click on the drop down, the minimum trigger time is 10 minutes and the maximum over here is going to be 24 hours. You can select the trigger time according to your requirement. I'm going to select as 10 minutes right here. Okay. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. And now for the action application, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as OpenAI. For my AI agent, I'm using OpenAI. If you want to use any other AI platforms as your AI agent, you can definitely do that according to your requirement. And the action event is going to be extract content from PDF image. Now we're going to extract the data from this invoice that we have uploaded in our Google Drive folder. Okay. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection. After that, it is asking for the token. To have the token, go to this hyperlink given here below in the help desk right here. Then the API keys page of my OpenAI account is going to appear in front of you. And now to generate a new token, click on this create new secret key button. Firstly, we need to name the token right here. For it, I'm going to give it as test. Project is going to be default and permissions, select it as all and create the token from here. A token is generated, copy it from here, paste it in this token field right here and click on this save button. You can see OpenAI has now been connected to Pabbly Connect.
After that, firstly, it is asking for me to select the AI model. For the AI model, I'm using GPT-4o Mini. If you want to use any other AI models, you can definitely select that from the drop down according to your business requirement. After that, it is asking for the image or the PDF URL. For the data of this field, I'm going to map the data, which is inserting data from the previous step. So I'm going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. How it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on the field, the previous step is going to appear in front of you. As I'm going to click on it, the response that is captured in our previous step is going to appear in front of you. In the response, I have received this web content link and the web view link of the file that we have uploaded in our Google Drive folder. We are only going to use web content link. I have already told you that. As I want to extract the data from this file, I'm going to select the data of the link of my file from my previous response. As now I've selected the data from my previous response, the data is mapped. And as I've mapped this data, the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. After that, it is asking for the prompt. After that, it is asking for the prompt. Prompt is a text with the help of which we can ask our AI agent to generate the content according to our requirement. Okay. In this prompt, I'm going to mention all the things that I want from this AI agent to be done. So for the prompt over here, I'm going to write it as I want to extract the details from the above PDF file. Okay. And now over here, after that, I'm going to write it as strictly only extract the data of these fields right here. So for the fields, I'm going to enter the name right here. So you can see right over here, these are all the fields that I've entered right here. It says invoice number, invoice date, vendor name, customer email, line items, and total amount. Okay. So these are the fields that I want to extract is entered right here. I've mentioned strictly only extract these details. Okay. After entering this prompt right over here, it says structured output. So now only with the help of this prompt, this AI agent is going to extract the data, but it is going to give me the data in a paragraph format. I do not want that. I want the response in a proper JSON format. All the fields should be separated from each other. I should receive an invoice number, date, vendor name, customer name, all of the data separately. To have the response in a JSON format, we are going to use this amazing feature that is structured output, with the help of which we can get the data in a JSON format. In order to enter the data for the structured output field, we have to enter a JSON schema in this manner right here. So now to generate a JSON schema, in important note, you have to go to this link given right here. As you're going to land towards the link, this is the structured output page of your OpenAI account in which we are going to generate the JSON schema. To generate a JSON schema, click on this generate button, and now we have to describe what all we want in our JSON schema to have. Okay. So now to write the description, instead of writing right over here, in my PC, I'm going to search for my notepad right here. I'm going to open this notepad. So you can see right over here, this is my notepad, and in the notepad over here, I'm going to first write what I want. I want the invoice number first. So I'm going to write over here as invoice number as the name of the field, the first field. Okay. Now, what is an invoice number? It's a type of text. So over here, what I'm going to do is I am going to write it as type of text right here for the invoice number. And now I'm going to describe a little what is invoice number. So I'm going to write over here the description. So this is my invoice number, the unique reference number assigned to the invoice. Okay. So this is the first description. Enter the field name, what type of the response are we going to receive, and a little description about the field. Okay. In this manner, I'm going to enter all the field names with the type and the description right here. You can see right away I've added in all the fields. Next is invoice date, vendor name, customer name. Over here, this customer email, line items, and the total amount. Okay. You can see right away I've added all the things that I want in a JSON schema. I'm going to copy this entire thing from here and paste it in this field right here and generate the JSON schema from here. And within few seconds, this AI agent is going to generate a JSON schema for us. You can see the JSON schema has now been generated right over here by our AI agent. I'm going to copy it from here and paste it directly in this field right here. After entering all the required details, I'm going to click on this Save and Send Test Request button right here. And as I've done that, I have received a response right here. In the response, you can see I have received the line items in multiple different fields right over here. Okay. I want to show you one thing. If I'm going to open my notepad again right over here, you can see for the line items, I have written it as type of array, an array of objective representing each product or service, including name, quantity, unit price, and the total amount. So now line items in an invoice can be multiple items. The invoice can be for one single product or 10 different products. It is going to be a type of array. When we are talking about having the response in multiple numbers, we write the type as type of array. And that is why we have received the line items. You can see right over here, the name right over here. This is the name, quantity, unit price, and the total right over here. We have got the other as well, as there were only two products right here. You can see that is why I've received the line items of two different products and all the details right here. Okay, this was the type of array. Now over here, we cannot use the simple response. We need to have the advanced response for the type of array. For that, simply toggle this simple response button off and again click on the Stevenson test request button to receive the array response right here, the advanced response for our line items. And as I've done that, you can see we have received a response. This was the invoice number. If I'm going to open my Google Drive folder right over here again, you can see right over here, this is the same invoice number that we have received in this response right here. Invoice date was 02/06/2024. This is the invoice date you can see right here. The vendor name is, this is the vendor name, that is Electroc. You can see right over here, this is the vendor name right over here. We have received the customer's name. You can see right over here, customer's email. This was the same name and the email you can see right over here. If I'm going to scroll down the line items, we have received this response in array right here. You can see the name of the product is the Ultra Book. Quantity 120, unit price is 1,85,000 and the total is 2,22 lakhs and the amount. Okay, and you can see this was the first product. This is the quantity, unit price, and the total. In the similar manner, we have received the second product, that is the television. That quantity is 80, unit price is 4,25,000 and the total is 3,40 lakhs right here. You can see this was the total and the entire total is 5,62 lakhs right here, and in the response we have received the same total right here, that is 5,62 lakhs. Okay, so now as this AI agent has extracted the data successfully, now what we are going to do is we're going to keep the record of the extracted details in our Notion table that I've created as a database item. So now for that, I'm going to add an action step in this workflow, in which from action application, I'm going to select it as Notion right over here. An action event over here is going to be create database item, and then I'm going to click on this connect button. A window is going to appear in front of you, on which click on add new connection, then click on this connect with Notion button right here. So this window is going to appear in front of you, on which it is asking for us to select the page for which we are going to give the access to Pabbly Connect. For that, I'm going to select the page from here. I have created a page over here in the name of Invoice. So I'm going to select the page over here as Invoice right here. So this is the page, it's already selected. You can see Invoices data. Okay, after the page is selected, I'm going to click on this allow access button, as Pabbly Connect is a safe platform in which you can give the access of your Notion data. Okay, so I'm going to allow the access right over here, and as I've done that, you can see Notion is connected to Pabbly Connect. After that, firstly for the database, I'm going to select it as Invoice right over here. So I'm going to select the database as Invoices data right here. After that, it is asking for the product total amount and all the details you can see right over here. Okay, now these are the fields that I've created in my Notion. You can see right over here. Under these headers, I want to create the record of my invoice extracted details. So after selecting the database, firstly it is asking for me to select the product total amount. What is the product total amount? This is the product total. For this product, this is the total of this one product right over here. Now how I've captured the response of this product total in this array format. Okay, I want this unit price right over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to line itemize this array format right here. For that, I'm going to add an action step in this workflow before Notion, and for my action application, I'm going to select it as data transformer right here. Okay, with the help of data transformer, in which we have action event, that is line itemizer, we are going to itemize the array format that we have received in this OpenAI step. Then I'm going to click on this connect connect button. For the items that I want to dissolve the array of, I'm going to map the data of the line items right here, okay? And then simply I'm going to click on the Steven send test request button right here, and you can see the name, quantity, unit price, and the total amount has been separated. These are the name of the products, this is the quantity, this is the unit price, and this is the total amount, okay? So now what I'm going to do is simply I'm going to map all the details right here. For the product total amount, I'm going to map the data of this total amount right here, okay? For the invoice date, now we have to enter the date in this format only right here. The format is year, month, and the date, or else we cannot enter any other format dates right here. So we need to change the format of the date that we have received by our AI agent. For that, I'm going to add an action step in this workflow, in which from action application, I'm going to select it as date/time formatter by Pabbly. And the action event is going to be format date only. And then I'm going to click on this connect button. We have to map the data of the date right over here. So for the date, I'm going to map the data of this date that I've received. Now this is the from format. From is date, month, and year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the format right here. This is the format that we have received, date, month, and year. Okay, I want to change this format into year, month, and date. Okay, so this is the format in which I want the response. I'm going to select it and click on this save and send test request button. You can see I've received the response. I'm going to map this date in this field right here of the invoice date. Okay, so I'm going to map the result. For the product quantity, I'm going to map the data of this quantity right over here. After the quantity, it is asking for the invoice total amount. For the invoice total amount, this is the total amount right here. In front of this total amount, as I'm dealing in Indian rupees, so I'm going to write it as RS, that is for rupees, slash and a dash next to the amount right here, okay? It is asking for the vendor's name, for which I'm going to map the data of the vendor's name. For the product unit price, I'm going to map the data of this unit price that I've received right here. Customer name, I'm going to map the data of the customer name. Product name, I'm going to map the data of the product name. Invoice number, I'm going to map the data of the invoice number. And it is asking for the content which I do not require, so I'm going to skip the part. So you can see I've entered in all the required details. Now I'm going to simply click on this save and send test request button right here. As I've done that, I have received a response which is a positive response. If I'm going to open my Notion database right over here, in front of you, you can see the new database item has been added right here, and this is the details of the same invoice that we have uploaded in our Google Drive folder is extracted and kept as a record in my Notion database as an item. So this means that we have successfully created this AI agent using Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, as soon as you're going to upload a new file in your Google Drive folder, the trigger that is Google Drive new file in specific folder is going to capture the response of that. As soon as the file is going to be uploaded, that is going to be an invoice, an AI agent, that is OpenAI is going to extract the data from the invoice, okay? We are going to have the data right here in this step. I want to keep the record of the extracted details in my Notion account. That is why I've added this step, that is Notion create database item. Automatically the record is going to be created. And in this manner, I have created this amazing AI agent to extract invoice data and store in Notion using Pabbly Connect. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.
Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any doubts, you can send us email on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can ask us queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel and hit the like button down there.